that foggy feeling. You know the one I'm talking about, where you walk into a room and just stand there, forgetting why. Or you're in the middle of a sentence and the word just disappears, poof, like it never existed. And in the back of your mind, you start to wonder, is this just getting older? Or is something else going on? This video is for general information and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. And stick around, because number 4 on this list, that one has nothing to do with pills or doctors. And honestly, it's the one that helped me more than anything I ever bought at the pharmacy. You won't see it coming. Now I know that title sounds awfully scary. Destroying your brain. That's strong language, ain't it? Listen, I didn't write it to frighten you. I wrote it because for years I watched folks around me struggle with memory and confusion, and nobody ever once said, "Have you checked your B12? Not one doctor. Not one. And that just doesn't sit right with me. So let's talk about it plain and simple. No fancy terms, just us. Here's what I want you to understand first. Vitamin B12 is like the oil in your car engine. You don't think about it. You can't see it. But when it gets low, everything starts grinding, sputtering, making noises it shouldn't make. After 60, your body gets worse at pulling B12 out of food. That's just a fact. The acid in your stomach, which you need to unlock B12 from meat and eggs and milk, that acid often drops as we get older, especially if you take anything for heartburn. And I know so many of you do. I do too sometimes. So here's the first thing many folks find helpful. Get your levels checked. Just a simple blood test. That's it. You don't need to guess. You don't need to wonder. Because here's the thing. Low B12 can look an awful lot like early dementia, confusion, memory trouble, balance problems even. And the beautiful news? If it's B12, that can often be fixed. Does that ring a bell for anyone watching? That feeling of, maybe I'm just losing it, when really your body just needed one little vitamin. Now, I'm not saying every memory problem is B12. Of course not. But wouldn't you want to know, just to rule it out? I sure would. Okay, this next part always makes me smile a little, because it's so simple it almost sounds silly. Number 2 is food, real food. And I'm not talking about some fancy smoothie with 17 ingredients you can't pronounce. I'm talking about liver, clams, sardines, eggs, red meat. Now, I can already hear some of you going, "Oh, Grandma, no, not sardines." I get it. I really do. But listen, your body has a hard time getting B12 from plants. It just does. That's not me being mean to vegetables. I love a good green bean casserole as much as anyone. But B12 comes from animal foods. That's where it lives naturally. So if you're someone who's cut way back on meat or eggs because of cholesterol worries, and so many of you tell me this, you might have accidentally cut back too far. One egg has a good chunk of what you need. A little hamburger patty, a piece of fish. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to eat liver every day. Trust me, I don't either. But 3 or 4 times a week, that can make a real difference. And here's the funny part. When I started paying attention to this, I realized I'd been eating mostly chicken and almost no red meat for years. Thought I was being healthy. Turns out I was starving myself of something I actually needed. Who knew, right? Now here's the caution. If your doctor has told you to watch certain foods for other reasons, you listen to them. Not me. I'm just the neighbor saying, "Check on this, would you?" You still with me? Good, because this next one, this one's close to my heart. Number 3 is about what happens when your B12 gets really low. And I don't want to dance around it, because I've seen it. I've seen wonderful, sharp, funny women start to fade. Not all at once, slowly, like the volume on their life just kept turning down. They got grumpy, and they weren't grumpy people before. They got confused about things they'd done 1,000 times. One woman I know, and I won't use her name, started putting her keys in the freezer, and she laughed about it, but you could see the fear underneath. You've taken care of everyone else your whole life. You've remembered birthdays and appointments and who needed what medicine when. And now you're scared that your own mind might be slipping away from you. That's a heavy thing to carry. I know it is. Here's what research suggests. Low B12 doesn't just affect your memory. It affects your mood, your energy, your balance. Some folks get tingling in their hands and feet. Some feel like they're walking on cotton balls. And none of that is just old age. Those are signals, whispers from your body saying, hey, something's off down here. So if any of that sounds familiar, the fog, the fatigue, the forgetting, don't just shrug and say, well, I'm getting older. Ask your doctor about B12. That's not being dramatic. That's being kind to yourself. And honey, you're not losing your mind. Your body just might need a little help. That's all. If you're finding this helpful so far, go ahead and hit that like button real quick. It truly helps more folks just like you find this channel. And I mean that. All right, now let me tell you something that surprised even me. Because I thought if you had low B12, you just took a pill, and that was that. Done. Easy. But here's what I learned. Some folks, especially over 60, don't absorb B12 from pills very well. Their stomach just can't pull it out. So even if you're taking a supplement, you might not be getting much of it. That's where number 4 comes in, sublingual B12. That's a fancy word for under the tongue. You get little drops or a tablet that dissolves, and it goes right into your bloodstream. Skips the stomach altogether. Smart, right? Many folks find this works better for them than swallowing a pill. And I'll be honest with you, I was skeptical at first. Seemed like a gimmick, but I tried it. And the difference in my energy after a few weeks? Not huge, not like lightning bolts, just lighter, like somebody took a wet blanket off my shoulders. You can find this at most grocery stores or pharmacies. But here's the thing, talk to your doctor first, because B12 can interact with some medications, and you want the right dose for you, not too little, not too much. And honestly, I could talk about the different types of B12 for another 20 minutes, but let me stop before I lose you completely. Just know that how you take it matters as much as whether you take it. Now the last one, and this is the one almost nobody talks about. Number 5 is about your stomach acid. I know, not exactly dinner time conversation, but stay with me. Like I said earlier, your stomach needs enough acid to pull B12 out of your food. And so many of us, especially if we've taken acid reducers for years, don't have enough. We've been told for so long that acid is bad, that it causes heartburn and reflux. And sometimes that's true, but here's the other side of the story. You need some acid. You really do. So what can help? Some folks find that taking a little bit of apple cider vinegar in water before meals supports their digestion. Not a lot, just a teaspoon in a glass of warm water. Others find that simply eating smaller meals more often gives their stomach an easier job. But here's my real advice, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Don't just guess. Don't start downing vinegar because a grandma on YouTube mentioned it. Talk to your doctor about whether your stomach acid might be too low. There's a simple test they can do, and if it is low, they have ways to help that are safe and proven. Getting older doesn't mean giving up. It means showing up differently, smarter, with more information, with more kindness toward yourself. You know what I've noticed over the years? We're so quick to say, oh, it's just my age, when something feels wrong. We wave it off. We don't want to bother anybody. We don't want to seem like we're complaining. But sweetheart, you're not complaining. You're paying attention. And paying attention to your own body, that's not weakness. That's wisdom. So here's what I hope you take away from all this. Not fear, not more worry, just curiosity. A little voice that says, I wonder if my B12 is okay. And then the courage to ask about it. That's all. If this spoke to you, hit that thumbs up. Tell me in the comments which of these hit closest to home for you. I read every single one. And subscribe and hit that bell so we can keep going together. And remember, I'm just a grandma on a screen, a caring one, but still, your doctor knows your real story. So run all this by them, okay? Promise me that. Now go drink some water, stand up and stretch, and be gentle with yourself today. You've earned it.